Right, okay, moving on to sticking the battery box on its mounting plate. You will have seen them in the instructions. There's 4 of these brass pillars. Again, it's the same thing, same tricks. By the time you've got this far, you already know how to do this. It's, oops, he says making a mess of it, so stick it through the back, screw it down to make sure it's right way around. Right, okay. Okay, those will tighten in a minute. So the mounting plate for the battery box over there. It goes on the pillars. There's obviously a cutout on this one where the ultrasonic things are. Although that's going to go there like that. And again, these need to be a little bit looser so it makes it easier to drop on. The battery box is going to go on here. The interesting thing about the battery box is that the wire, this bit, goes around and it's got to connect to this bit on the right hand side here where it says power in. So that's going to go on there, that's going to go in there, and that wire is going to go through that hole, a bit like that. And so it probably helps to get that the right way around, or else it'll be really awkward. Right, for the battery box, they've got these quite long screws, 12mm screws, and they've got these little nuts with the castellated bits on them, sometimes called shake-proof nuts. And what we're going to do is we're going to push a screw through this bit of the battery box, find the right hole in here, so it lines up in the middle, push that through, twiddle that onto there like that. Same old thing really, other side's just the same. Mostly. Right, so here's the battery box mounted. Screw heads on this side, the castellated nuts, the shake-proof nuts on the inside. I'm going to push this wire through here like this before we mount it. So it'll come out the back like this, I think. And then we'll put this on top of these things here. We don't connect the wire up yet and leave the battery turned off. Okay. Okay, next step. So we've got these 4 of these, well, the same sort of thing, brass bushes, what do they call them? And I've put 3 already. 1, 2, 3. The battery box is screwed in place. So I'm just going to screw these on here like that. Ooh, and then again it screws this time, so put the screw through the top, hold it place with your finger, drop it on top of the screw, and then just wiggle it on with the screwdriver. Usual thing one. Right, so the next thing is the wiring for the motors, which is very exciting, and that will be the end. So as it says, connect the left to the left and the right to the right. So here's the connector on the board, and again, if you look at the connector on the back of it, you see little spines, which means it's only supposed to go in one way up. So it goes in there, like that, I guess. Left motor, and I guess it's supposed to come down through this hole here in the base plate. It's probably easier to do that the other way around. Push it through there. Take it over the top of the motor, I guess, a little bit. And again, you have to fiddle with it till it's the right way around. So, just going to go that way up. Push that into there. I'll do the right one the other way around, see if it's any easier. All the way up. So I'm taking them kind of underneath the motor, or above the motor rather, to the side. Then I'm going to push it through the hole. There's a hole in the base here, out the other side, and then hook it up to the motherboard over here. It is fiddly. I think it is easier to do the other way around, but connect to the circuit board first actually, on reflection. So the battery is not charged on this, so it's probably not ready to use. So I'm just going to check the battery is off before I connect the power up. I'm going to connect the power circuit to it.